Tournament time is here, and there's nothing like basketball in March.
Tons of tournament games with high stakes and high drama, all competing to cut down the nets as national champs.
And thanks to our partners at DraftKings, it's about to get even bigger. All new customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Want to know what you can do with your $150 in bonus bets? Stay in on the action and use your bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout.
You fill out your bracket, place your bets, and see who rises to the top with DraftKings Sportsbook.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up using promo code SMOKE and bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Welcome back, All the Smoke, New York.
And why?
Jack, it's been a good run. It's snowing out here. We got a good one.
My brother.
But first of all, before we even shout him out, he's got some water that he's partnered with. Drink RX.
Yeah, it's fire.
Water.
Too.
Yes, sir.
Man, welcome to the show, Tim Thomas.
Appreciate you, man.
TT, 96 in this motherfucker.
96, 90s.
Yeah, nigga.
That was just that is that
My
the,
bad.
Is that the double shot
I'm
you
just
said?
saying. Yeah,
turn
it kicked in instantly.
Turn up.
Fuck you mean?
Turn up.
Yeah.
Turn up.
96 in his bitch.
Jack, 96, all jokes aside, 96 is arguably one of the best classes, the league has seen. When did you first hear about Tim Thomas and see him in person?
Good question, man. I first heard about Tim Thomas in the 10th grade. I was
This the first time you're in the 10th grade or second time?
First time.
Okay.
First time. First time.
Now, you always on it, right? He's crazy. I love it.
The first time, and I was doing a lot of Nike camps, but I was getting the chance. I got an opportunity to go play at Adidas, and to go, not even play, just to go. And that's where I seen all the players that was ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? I knew Jermaine, but I got a chance to see Tim. I got a chance to see Tracy. I got a chance to see Kobe. I got a chance to see all these people. You know what I'm saying? Before I actually played against them, and I went home with my confidence shot. I can't even lie because, they was 6'10", bringing the ball up the court, windmilling,
right?
crossing over. And, I'm working on my back to get my handle together at 6'8".
Right.
So, he was just one of those guys that him and Jermaine O'Neal and Kobe, like those guys were
You saw it.
guaranteed to go to the NBA. And they probably could have went out the 11th grade.
Wow. Yeah.
Tim, obviously your versatility, I feel like, was ahead of its time. Your game was ahead of its time. But before we even get to that, was you getting NIL before NIL?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if you look at it, right, it's like all of us back then had either some type of deal with the shoe brand, right? So it was either, I was an Adidas baby, right? So it was either Adidas or Nike, wherever you went, camp and you killed and stuff, you had some type of deal, with that brand. So for me, I was Adidas baby. My high school was sponsored by Adidas. So when you look at it in hindsight, it was, an NIL deal.
But outside of that, was you, because I know obviously going into college and now it's, it's NIL and it's okay to pay players, but there was money floating around back then. Were you getting like money or was it just product?
Nah. So I went to a Nike school.
Okay.
So I went to Nova. That's a Nike school.
Yep.
So obviously we all had that was at that level, had offers where we could have went places and got, different bags of money, to go to that university. But that was one of the reasons why I also chose Nova. They allowed me to play the three, and it was nothing tricky about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew I was a pro. So I was like, and we had guys before us that we had a chance to see, the Chris Webbers and stuff like that. When you get in trouble, the university is going to, cover their own ass. You know what I mean? So
Who was the last 6'11" 3 guard?
6'11" 3 guard?
You talking about small forward? Maybe.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I'm trying to think whoever played the three beside
Kevin
KD.
Durant now.
Kevin Durant now.
Kevin Durant.
But back then, it was just...
What was Melo? What was Melo?
Melo ain't your height.
6'8". Melo 6'9".
Melo's 6'8", though.
6'9".
That's my height.
That's normal to be the wing, though. But normally
He's
your
6'.
height is the 4.
Right.
But your versatility had you at the 2 or 3.
Right. Yeah.
Where did talk to us about your upbringing and about your game, and I know you grew fast, like you was a big motherfucker early. So talk to us about your upbringing in the hoop game, and just as you continue to grow, your game continue to grow.
Yeah, so I grew up in Patterson, New Jersey. We had guys like Roy Sparrow, Dwight Wilbur, James Scott, James Hargrove, a bunch of guys before me that, played, big time high school basketball and then went on to play college basketball. So Roy Sparrow. So I had a chance to watch them, right? And then any opportunity I got a chance to be around them, I was trying to find those guys. They was at the Y, they was playing in the projects, wherever I was going, to the point where I kind of aggravated them. So they had to get me in the mix. Like,
how old were you at this age? Like early teens?
I was 11, 12.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
How tall were
chasing
you
those
then?
guys. I was a shorty. I had a growth spurt like 7th, 8th grade.
So you went from what to what?
I went from probably like probably about 5'9" to like 6'2". And then I jumped from like 6'2" to like 6'7". And then at that point, I started drinking coffee. I started going to Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee to stunt my growth.
So you didn't want to be tall.
Because I had it. I had everything.
So you wanted to stay in. You wanted to stay kind of in that prototypical box, so to speak.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. So I started going,
that's
getting
crazy.
coffee, and then it was like
This motherfucker was trying not to grow.
Yeah, that's real shit. I got a family full of people that drink coffee, so they got different, opinions about what it does.
Growing.
It's to you and help you with it. Yeah.
So I started drinking coffee, man, and try to stunt my growth a little bit.
Fucking crazy.
And God was like, "No, we're gonna keep going." So I just kept going, and I kept the game with me.
Right. Yeah. Right. Speak to us about Sonny Vaccaro. Was that your Adidas guy?
Yeah, Sonny was our guy. So I was part of that crew of babies that all went to Adidas.
That was you, Mac,
me,
Cole.
Mac, Cole. I'm going blank. Jermaine was first there.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of us, man. Antoine Walker. So many different guys.
Sonny's a great dude. I mean, I got a chance to meet
Sonny.
Sonny early on, and then I saw the Air movie where he kind of started with Nike and his vision to get MJ and all that. But just speak to the person, because I don't think he necessarily gets his flowers as kind of a pillar for high school basketball and what he does for guys, and then obviously what he did in the shoe brand.
Man, he's like the godfather of it all. If he spoke about you, that meant everything.
Stamped.
Yeah. So he can tell, a college coach, he could tell an NBA, scout, 2 years, 3 years, Steven Jackson, 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's a done deal, And then on the flip side with the business stuff, obviously he did the Jordan stuff, the Nike stuff. So he was way ahead of his curve with, finding talent. But, for me, man, that was everything. Being able to go to, ABCD camp, play against the top, guys, get a chance to see them, figure out what you got to, go develop the game with a little bit more to kind of catch them or whatever the case may be. But it was everything.
He had a relationship with all of us. Like, and I'm gonna go tell you how crazy the relationship was. I come out of, we graduated in '96. He go to college. Some of us go to the league, but I bounce around a little bit. When I first get back to the NBA, as soon as I get in the league, I get a call from Sonny. We giving you a 6-year Adidas deal. You know what I'm saying? I fell off the map for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But he don't forget his people, dog.
No,
Sonny don't forget his people
at all. Dope. Have you guys had Sonny up here?
No,
we got to get him.
Yeah, I got his number. I'll call him.
Yes, sir.
I'll call him.
We ain't got to ask the question at the end of the war.
We have a question at
that's
the end of the show.
That's done. Hey, but look, being the businessman I am, I got to get in on that. Yeah. But listen, I know the people will want to,
they got to hear a story.
Yeah.
No, especially after seeing Air, and then everyone I've always talked to that Sonny has put his hands on, has always done nothing but spoke well about Sonny.
Sonny Vaccaro, not Sonny Hill.
Whoa.
Nah, he the reason why I lost the All-Star. I mean, the championship game in
I remember.
McDonald's game.
Oh, that was a dude from Philly, right?
You got to get to know the OG is good people.
Yeah, he did me wrong.
I'm Philly. Philly's like my second home.
Yeah, that was big. That was big for me though, T.
I understand.
Yeah, that was big for me. He screwed me.
He took the MVP from me.
Yeah, Shaheen was his guy. That's his dog. That's his baby.
That was an in-house.
Yeah, that's his baby.
Now I can't be biased. Shaw's doing this thing. That's my brother. He's here in Jersey.
Yeah.
But Shaw did have a good game.
What's funny was
we talked about it.
Yeah, when we asked Kobe thought Jack won the MVP.
He should have. Kobe was right.
The second person.
Kobe was right.
And hold up. But that's the top 2 players in our class that said that though. Not 13 and 15. This is the top 2 players in my class that just said that, y'all.
Let me. Since we on that, let me go to something that a lot of people been trying to ask me of late about that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you remember the game, right? It was everything now is opinion based, right? So it's like, yo, if you like Burger King, I like Chick-fil-A, whatever, right? So when it comes to 1 and 2 with that opinion with me and Cole, right? Obviously, KG just came out and said something about I was fit already coming out of high school to be,
a pro.
To go pro,
yes.
right? Body and all that kind of stuff. So that year, obviously, when I got hurt at ABCD, when Kobe, took over the #1 rank, which was well deserving of, right? But I wanted to show that I was just a tad bit at that point, ahead of
everybody.
What was going on.
Yeah.
Just in general. Like it's me then down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you remember the first maybe 5-6 minutes of that game, you go back and check it out, I just destroyed.
No, I remember.
I just destroyed.
Yeah.
And you know what I was planning on doing? I was planning on announcing that I was going to go pro. Right? If the scouts would have changed their mind within that 5-6 minute.
Really?
Because history would have been changed.
I hit him with 2.
Because I would have been, right? That year, the high school guys that was coming out, me, Cole, and Jermaine O'Neal, I was going to be the first one picked at 13th, which would have been Charlotte, right? I didn't go. Cole went. 13th.
Charlotte.
Made the trade. Laker for life, all the, you know what I'm saying? So history would have been.
Wow.
Yeah. Just a little something.
So what? So no, I mean, let's elaborate on that further. So what you did your thing. Obviously, that first 5-6 minutes. What made you go to Villanova? What made you decide to let me take one more year under my belt before I make this jump?
But once I got the first sub in the game, my guy went over and asked the scouts like, does anything change or shift? And it was like, right now everyone's saying 13.
So you wanted to be higher than 13.
I wanted to be top 10. I wanted to be top 10.
That was what you were looking for.
Yeah, that was my goal, be top 10.
If I'm not top 10, even 13 ain't enough. I'm going to go to school for a year.
Exactly.
Damn.
I want to be top 10.
I'm just going to say this. In just my opinion. You were the best player in class of 96. Kobe ended up being better than all of us and have a better career. But in 96, you were the best player in our class, dog. By far. J.O. was close because he could do a lot at 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? But you were the best player in our class, dog. Yeah, it wasn't even close to me.
6'11" guard.
Yeah, can do everything we was doing.
Yep.
You got a curly top too?
Nah, it was dry.
It was some pretty boy shit, though.
It was dry. It was really dry. It looked like that, but it was dry. It was dry. Remember, bro, I'm from Patterson, New Jersey.
What did Deion
we don't have good hair like that.
Wet, but it was dry. Deion said the
that was
shit.
the thing. We always rocking the fro, man. Back then.
High school coach now. I don't want to butcher the name. How you say the school name?
Paramus Catholic.
Paramus Catholic.
Right.
Heard y'all's kind of going through it right now. But what is that experience like to give back and be a part of encouraging and motivating this next generation?
I've been doing it for 27 years with my AAU program. So I coached in a small school in California for 3 years after retiring.
Where was that at?
Faith Baptist, right there in Canoga.
Yeah. That's in the valley.
Yeah. Well, I used to live in Hidden Hills.
I didn't know that.
I was in Hidden Hills quiet.
I'm in told you that's him, bro. You'll never know where he at.
Yeah, I know. I know.
He said, I know. Okay.
I know where you was at. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I was. Hey, Jack, you know me, right?
Low key.
Jack be like, yo, can you come to dinner with me, please?
That's something, bro. I'll tell you, never know where he at, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, so I coached out there for 3 years, and obviously with my AU program, being around the teaching when I had the chance to, it was just like second nature, wanting to get involved, being back home. So I dove into that game as far as coaching high school ball. It's been tough for us this year because my thing is this, right? We come from an era where we always trying to find who the big dog in that room. I'm gonna go after him. That's our era. Right? These kids now, it's like they don't want to compete, to put a stamp on their own name. Like they want it to be kind of given to right?
them.
So you got all of the camps, the AAU world and all that kind of stuff. The elite is always going to stand out, but for me, with the young group that I got, I put them in the toughest situation possible. right? So we scheduled all the top teams in the state of New Jersey and New York, and we even played a tough team from Canada. So they're going through that process now of learning how to compete, learning how to just trust each other, and just gel. You know how it is as a team, and get to the point where it's like, all right, this is second nature. We know this person likes to do this. He likes to do this. This is what's going to make us go. This is what's going to hold us back. All of those kind of things. So once we get to that point, we got a young group, bunch of juniors. We got 2 seniors on the team. So when we get to that point where they fully understand it, maybe another summer,
it'll click.
We'll be good. We'll be right where we want to be. And then the future, we always waiting for the up and
who's
coming.
next?
Yeah.
Tim Thomas players. That's something you said 27 years and counting. Why was it important for you to start an AU program?
When I was coming up, I had a chance to, start traveling because of the game of basketball at the age of like 10, just playing in different events, different camps, all of those kind of things. So for me, once I, had some success with the game, being able to, give back was everything. And that was part of it. I had the Adidas deal. And then, in the summers, they'll give you, after your season with any contract, they'll give you a certain amount of merchandise that you got to spend through your friends, family, or whatever. So I had like $300K in merchandise that I had to spend each summer. So I didn't know how to give it away fast enough.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, let's just start, a program. And I started the program, and it's been successful.
So any pros come through there?
28 of them. Going to Instagram.
That's dope.
Tim Thomas players.
28 pros.
28 pros,
That's
20
big.
McDonald's All-Americans, and sent about 15,000 kids off to college over the game for them gaining basketball.
I don't get discussed enough. That's
Not
that's
at all.
all, bro. That's dope. Salute for that for sure.
Yep, been blessed. Been blessed.
Every year, millions of people fill out a bracket for March Madness. But did you know the chance of getting a perfect bracket is 1 in 120 billion?
So I'm going to submit my inevitably broken bracket to CoorsLight.com/MarchHoops. Predicting the perfect bracket is damn near impossible. But scoring some cold, hard cash or cool prizes is possible.
Now that I've let go of my imperfect predictions for the tournament, I choose to chill and crack open the ice-cold Coors Light. I'm not letting my bracket break me. I choose chill and choose Coors Light this March.
Look out for some dope prizes throughout the tournament at CoorsLight.com/MarchHoops.
There's 67 games in the NCAA tournament. So that's 67 opportunities to crack open a Coors Light when the mountains turn blue on the bottles. I love Coors Light. It's my beverage of choice because it's refreshing and easy to drink.
And it's easy to get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/smoke. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let the March Madness begin. The NCAA tournament is officially underway, and the games are being played all around the country. And the best way to track a schedule and tickets is with Game Time. I just pulled up the app, and I can see that all the games are here at Crypto Arena at the end of the month. That's what's great about the Game Time app. I can see the whole NCAA tournament schedule, or just look to see when the tournament's going to be near me. Game Time has the best layout, hands down. I'm always checking the Game Time app for upcoming events. It's nice to have an app that's 100% reliable with the money-back guarantee, so I know I'm getting the best deals on tickets. And the Game Time app always comes through with the last-minute deals. I'm going to concerts and games this year because of Game Time. I just pick the section, and I can see the view from my seats. Game Time picks the seats for the best price. I take out the frustration and guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account, use the code SMOKE for $20 off your first purchase. That's code SMOKE for $20 off of your first purchase. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Just one thing that people don't know about the McDonald's game. We had a practice. I'm saying you remember this. And we all just happy to be there. But this goes to Kobe Bryant. This goes to talk about Kobe, bro. We supposed to be going through a walkthrough. A walkthrough.
Keyword.
Walkthrough.
They pass Kobe the ball. He rips through on Rip Hamilton, dog. And we all just really standing there. And boo! We like,
I was under the basket.
It's a walkthrough, bro.
I was under the. I almost kind of took it personal.
I'm like, bro, so it's a
I had to see him
walkthrough.
flying. Like, what are you doing?
It's a walkthrough, bro. He's like, nah, we gotta get ready for the game tomorrow. Look, he was dead serious, dog, to the point where We end up scrimmaging.
Yep.
What was
It's
that
supposed to be a walkthrough. We end up playing.
But I feel like that that scrimmage was probably more popular.
That scrimmage was fire.
Yeah, it was.
That scrimmage was
Because you
fire.
could really take it personal in practice.
Well, because it was him and J.O. matched up. It was Rip and Kobe. It was me and Gerald Brown.
Yeah.
It was Ed Coda and Shaheen matched up. And it was J.O. and Voss, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Lauren Woods, one of them.
Yeah,
So, but the scrimmage was crazy.
It was tough.
We knew we was gonna beat the West. I'm sorry, just going to say that, bro. We had the top 3 players on our team. How could we lose?
Yeah,
we had Kobe, Jermaine, and Tim, bro. It was no way we was losing that game. We ended up winning by 20.
Wasn't even close. I
led the game in scoring because they was watching them 3.
So I had to do was run around and get the team.
Huh?
Bibby
on the West.
On the West.
And Shaheen was hitting him with an in and out. Every time he came, Mike don't want to talk about that, but it's on film. Shaheen came down
Mike.
every play.
Mike.
Am I lying?
Yeah, Mike.
And was wop the shit out of Mike every play. Every play. And that's why it looked like he won the MVP, because he was fucking Mike up.
Yeah. Shot was difficult. I had to play against him in high school, where he had just free reign. Like, actually, we just played his high school last night. Lost to his high school last night. St. Pat, shout out to them. But he was vicious, man. He was a dog, man. And that's why all of his college teams play just like him. They have that personality, and that's what I'm trying to instill into my kids. Yeah,
absolutely.
What exactly is the greatest team ever assembled? Tim, Kobe, Vince, and Rip?
AAU team?
AAU? Oh yeah, by far.
Let's talk about that team.
By far. I mean, listen, I was, just trying to establish myself, right? I had no like real thought that, Rip would come up from Philly to play with me. A guy from Florida and Vince Carter would come up to Jersey to play with me. A guy by the name of Kobe Bryant would come to Jersey and play with me.
And him and Rip was rivals.
Yeah. A guy by the name of Kevin Freeman, would come.
He went to UConn, right?
Yeah.
Big strong motherfucker, right?
Yeah. Would come, and play with me. We had Edmund Saunders. We had Anthony Perry that went to he went to Georgetown, but he went to he played at St. Anthony's. So we had a bunch of studs, right? And there's a clip I got to send it to you guys, but Kobe, he mentioned it. We was beating people by 50, 60 points. We're the reason why, like, now when you go to like some of these AAU events or some of these high school events that they're playing in college, gyms and stuff like that. We won back-to-back AAU national championships.
Wow.
And we was playing at, universities. Florida
Sold
State.
out.
Yeah.
Did y'all play against the church?
Riverside? There was nobody on the East Coast that could do anything.
They was good though, bro.
They was good.
Don't do that.
Don't do that,
T.
They was good. I'm not gonna say that.
I mean,
do
you see those 4 motherfucking names right there?
Nigga, you want to tell him who was on the church? Lamar Odom, Elton Brand, Ron Artest.
Ron.
What's some names
and
on there too now?
I hear it.
But we talking about the greatest team though.
Yeah, but
that's around the same time, same years.
It's still documented. You can look it up. It's still there. We still on the list. It's number 1.
All right, now. Yeah, that was number 1, but that church team was scary too, though.
There was a lot of great teams like that, salute to all of them, but you got to just think of the times, like, think about what you seen with Vince. I was witnessing Vince doing that early.
Yeah.
The world caught on later.
Yeah.
That, we was like, how? When he came up to play with us, how?
Can you imagine
some of the stuff you see is like
all the little mixtapes they have now? If there was a social media era back when that team was together,
it would have been crazy.
Like, your mixtape would have been crazy.
Ball is Life and all that kind of shit. Oh
yeah.
No, I'm still seeing his old mixtapes. Like, can you imagine this in high school? I don't see nothing like this in high school right now.
No.
I don't even see it like it in college and barely in the pros.
Rip Hamilton told us a story about Kobe wanting to kill you during a game. When you were 16, we all know Kobe had that kill list, and you definitely was on there. J.O. was on there, Rip was on there. Did he ever talk to you about that?
Nah, I mean, I know the game that Rip was talking about. So that was our junior year. I went back because baseball was my first love before I started growing. So my junior year, I went back and played baseball. I did the Michael Jordan. Went back and played baseball. That year, Kobe and Rip went back to play with their Philly team.
Coachville. Yeah.
Right. So obviously you meet in all these different circuits. So I told the guys, I said, we both was in this one circuit together. So I said, listen, if you guys make it to the championship game, I'll drive down now and play. But I'm still in baseball season. So they made it to the championship game, and it just so happened to be Kobe and Rip. And that's the game that that Rip is talking about. So the game was in Maryland, at the University of Maryland. I just told you we was playing at these colleges. The game was there. So I drove from Jersey to Maryland. I got there end of the first. Kobe already had like 15. Right? So now I'm behind the 8 ball. With an assassin like that, what are you going to do? Right? So I'm already behind the 8 ball, right? So I walk in like Shepard. Like I'm just right out the car.
Nigga said like Chef.
Oh, Chef.
Yeah.
I walk right in, right from the car, right in. I'm right on the court. So I'm playing catch up. So Cole probably finished the game with 40-something. I probably finished the game with 30-something.
Oh, yeah.
That's how the game went. They won the game. That's how it went.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't play the same position, right? So the matchups, we're probably never going to match up against each other. And then our senior year in high school, because we was both number 1, number 2 in the country, 2 hours away from each other, everyone was trying to make a game, you know, that high school game. MSG wanted it. At the time, the Meadowlands, where you played, they wanted it. Any university would have took it. You know, we just couldn't make the game. You know, Cole played, he played St. Anthony's in Jersey more than he would. Well, I never played against him in high school, but he played St. Anthony's, I think, twice or 3 times, you know, from Jersey.
And you see how these high school games being televised these days. Just
way
imagine
different.
Tim Thomas, Kobe Bryant.
So, you know, Melo and LeBron was the first ones. That would have been probably me and Cole.
Oak Hill.
The Oak Hill,
Yeah. I had the same type of feeling when I saw you, when I saw you play. I'm like, he in high school? He's the same age? And he doing that? J.O. even has said that when he saw you. Who, was there anybody that when you first seen him, most people being all when they see you at your size, have you ever seen somebody and like, damn, I ain't like playing when you first got in the NBA, like, damn, I thought I was tall.
First in the NBA?
Yeah, when she first got in the league.
Hey, listen, my first game, my first preseason game was against MJ at Carolina. So that was a thrill for me. You know, because Scotty was my OG. So in high school, Scotty when they would come to town, Scotty would, you know, send for me and stuff like that. Dope. So I was around all of those Knicks, Bulls rivalries, you know, the Bulls, Nets games, all of that kind of stuff with Kenny A and Derek Coleman and all those guys.
DC.
Yeah, so I was around that as a youngster, seeing all of that. You know, so when I first got to the league, it was like, obviously you're around all your role models, right? You know, guys you look up to, and now you in it. So it's like, yo, I feel like I'm a part of this. I'm here. I've been blessed with the talent. So, you know, now it's time to, you know, get after it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you was in all my first game against those guys, you know, seeing my idol on the court and stuff like that, like with MJ and, you know, obviously playing against Pip. That meant the world to me. And then my second game was against my New York Knicks. You know, I grew up a Knicks fan. So now I'm in Nassau playing against Pat Ewing and Allen Houston and Spree, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I'm in now.
New Jersey basketball has never been anything to slouch at, maybe overlooked at times, but the greats have, you know, yourself, Shaq, Kyrie Irving, Cat, J.R. Smith. Talk about just the pedigree. You mentioned the OGs before you, but since then, you know, the talent that's come out of New Jersey.
Hold on, let me get my 2. Earl Clark, Isaiah Briscoe. Yeah, can't forget the 2 back-to-back champs too. Got a Jersey too. That Jersey boy too now.
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, we just listen. We're top 10 in the country in states, right? That produce the most
pros.
NBA, you know, pros.
I would go put higher than that, but go ahead.
Right. Texas is up there. Cali's up there. You know, we right next to New York. So a lot of times we don't get the proper respect, you know, that's due because obviously, you know,
New York
in the city,
overshadows,
you know what I'm saying? It's the, you know, the media, you know, capital or whatever. So, but overall, man, we have some talent, man. And obviously I'm gonna be biased. I mean, I think Jersey basketball players are better, right? Because we can shoot the ball, do, you know, some of the same things that they can do. But
I think the key thing you said is shoot.
What's that?
That's the difference. Y'all can shoot.
Well,
that's what all due respect. Y'all can shoot.
Difference. But I mean, it's just like, listen, we have to get our just due, all right, as Jersey.
Hold
right?
it
We
down.
can't keep just talking about New York. We right here, 15 minutes apart from each other. Show us some love. Over here.
Nah, for real.
Show us some love, everybody.
One and done at Villanova, the number 7 pick. So you wanted to be top 10. You got that. You drafted to the Sixers. That's a team with Stackhouse, a young AI, Larry Brown's first year coaching. What was your welcome to the league? You know, obviously being the top dog in high school. Did your thing in college. Now you're playing with the likes of Allen Iverson and Jerry Stackhouse, who was a dog, and then a legendary coach in Larry Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing for a real old school coach.
Yes,
very. He just was on the rookies all day, all night. So it was more of the mental part of it I had to get through with him. Talent-wise, obviously, I was blessed with that, right? So I wasn't really concerned with that. Playing with AI, obviously, I was able to run the floor and do those things. So I was able to keep up. Stackhouse was a monster as well. I was comfortable because we also had Derek Coleman on that team, who's the power forward. But our small forward was guys that I figured I can beat out.
Who was that? Was it Aaron McKee there then?
No, Aaron McKee came later. At that time, you had Horace Grant, brother, Harvey Grant. Guys that was a little older, so you felt like, at some point
that's gonna be mine.
Yeah.
So you was comfortable being a power forward then?
I was comfortable going in at the 4 and the 3.
Yeah.
So because of the skill set, right? So, but the mental games was the stuff that
right.
When you play for an old school coach that's basically trying to run you through a wall, and you're not gonna give up. They just keep going and going and going. So it was more the mental stuff. Me and AI always talk about that every time we talk. It's like, man, I hate what LB did to you. But, you coming from the city, you coming from the hood, that type of stuff. Yeah, it's
Built
like,
for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you spoke to the mental side, and I feel like once you get to the league, the mental side is it, period. How long do you feel like you had a grasp? Was it through your first year, first 2 or 3 years? Like, when do you feel like you got a hold of the mental side of the game?
I would say probably like 20 games into the season.
Okay, so it came quick.
Yeah, because for me, obviously, what LB, I was working out 40 minutes before practice. Practice 2.5 hours. That was back when it
real
was
practice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Taped and ready to go.
Yeah, you practice, 2.5 or whatever. And then when practice over, guys are shooting around, working on different stuff they want to work on. They got me still doing drills. So my days was like, I was just drained.
Basketball.
You know what I mean? So once I got like in tip-top shape, you know what I mean? Which is really after your third day, because we was going real two-a-days, right? So after that third day, it's like, you seeing vets like, yo, I'm taking it easy. I'm not scrimmaging today, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going through this same cycle where this guy's trying to, run you through a wall. And I'm like, all right, after that first taste of, getting in the game and feeling, how strong other guys are, how fast they are, their skill set, because you're still trying to, figure all that stuff out. Probably 20 games in, I was cool.
Locked in.
Cool. Yeah.
Trade to Milwaukee in the middle of your second year. Your initial reaction to the trade?
Hated it.
Hey, I love
Thank you. I'm not the only one that died and came back to life when I left Milwaukee.
No, well, I'm not saying it about the city. I mean, they love you out there, by the way. I was just out there.
I gave him the name Milwaukee. It wasn't the city. It's the team. It was Scott Skiles. It wasn't the city. The city is popular.
Oh, you dealt with Scott Skiles?
Nigga, did.
Yeah, I dealt with him in Chicago. I understand that.
yeah, Scott Skiles.
I understand that.
Definitely not Milwaukee.
Yeah, I understand now. Okay. Yeah. But for me, I hated the trade because I was seeing my peers in situations where they was able to go establish themselves. You know what I mean? So like I'm seeing Vince, I'm seeing T-Mac, I'm seeing Jermaine, come out of his situation, go to. So I'm like, yes, this is a good team. Everyone wants to win a championship. So when you're young, you ain't thinking like that, right? So I'm like, man, I'm seeing these guys doing their thing, and I'm like, I don't want to play behind Big Dog, who's an all-star.
Yeah.
I don't want to play behind Ray Allen, who's trying to establish himself, right? I don't want to be with a 2-time NBA champion in Sam Cassell, not thinking you young. So I actually try to get traded to Indiana during the same period, right? Because they give you that 24 hours when you get traded to get to the next city. I was actually trying to get traded to Indiana, but they loved our young boy, Al Harrington. They was like,
Mhm.
no, we got Al and Jonathan Bender, so we don't want to make the trade. But I just looked at it as that. Like I was just being young, immature, and was like, I want my own thing or be a part of something. And I thought the Philly thing was perfect because you got to remember, they traded Stackhouse mid-season. So now I'm looking at it like I'm a scorer, Chuck a scorer. We don't play the same position, so we're not going to clash. You know what I mean? So the Milwaukee thing, I was kind of set back a little bit, but once I realized like what George was trying to do and the team that we had and the possibility of winning, I was locked in at that point.
It said that you and Big Dog went at it.
Yeah, a few times. That's my guy. I love Big Dog.
Talk
I know that matchup in practice was mean.
Yeah. So again, me being young, want my own situation, whatever, as a starter, whatever. Obviously, you know how it goes in the league. The money guys is going to play before the talent, even if the talent is, better, whatever. I just felt like that, right? Obviously, Big Dog was our guy, right? Mm-hmm. We had to lean on him for 20-some points a game, whatever he was averaging. But that was just the youngin' in me just bringing it out. Like, I got to show these guys that I belong, right? So everybody had big threes and all that. Nah, this ain't a big three situation. This big four. You gotta include TT. You gotta include TT on this one.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. They respected me. And the reason why we was clashing because we was competitive, in the same position.
Competitive.
And I wanted that time.
Yeah.
So iron sharpens iron.
Talk about that team though. I mean, again, that's a younger Ray Allen, who people forget, who was cold as a motherfucker no matter what Jack says. A young you. But Big Dog, who's obviously the vet on that team, and then Sam I Am. I mean, that's a hell of a team right there. And then George Karl's brain around that team. I mean, you guys obviously found your mark, hit your chemistry, and made it to the conference finals. And, Big Dog missed that shot at the buzzer.
It's okay to tell our audience I cooked a lot of them niggas.
Yeah, definitely.
It's okay. I want you to tell them, because it seems like I'm patting myself on the back all the time. Why don't you tell them?
I'll pat you while you're telling
I bust a lot of y'all niggas' ass.
Yeah, that's okay. Talk that shit. But
Jacko.
Talk to us about that.
Wacko Jacko.
Some things don't never change. This guy, he's been that way since forever.
My dog.
That conference finals in 01 though. Big Dog misses the shot at the buzzer. That's your guys' opportunity against Philly, against Chuck.
Yeah.
How tough was that for you?
It was tough because anytime you get traded from a team and obviously you go back, you want to showcase, your talent and it's like breaking up with a girl. You want to show them what you got, what you had, what you're missing, all that kind of stuff, right? But it was tough, man, because that's when I knew Chuck, I knew his talent and everything, but that's when I really had an opportunity to soak it all in on how great that dude was. You know what I mean? Because
that team wasn't very talented that he had.
It wasn't a talented team.
With all due respect.
It was not a talent. And with George, right? When George was in Seattle, he was a defensive-minded coach. In Milwaukee, we changed him into an offensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Because
they had so many weapons.
Yeah. So what killed us was the fact that we had an older Sam that couldn't keep up with AI. We had a bigger Ray that, it took a lot out of him to play both ends, right? Mm-hmm. So you want him to score, you can't have him chasing. Yeah. Big Dog just wasn't quick enough, right? Mm-hmm. So there's pictures that I'll send that guess who had to guard AI?
6'11".
6'11", 10 times. Good luck with that,
right?
Right. So it came down to that, and then just to talk about his greatness is he was scoring, and now they say all three levels. He was scoring on all three levels. He was getting to the basket. He was shooting short little fadeaways that was almost like post ups. Like he'll drive to one spot and just pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was almost like a post up, like a Kobe fade or MJ fade, right? And then he was hitting the three ball, right? And then the other thing was he was always going to the basket, so he was getting to the free throw line.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they talk about that series and say, you guys should have won, but the NBA cheated y'all because they got to the free throw line as many times as they did. But when you go back and look at it, it's like, yo, that guy was going wherever he wanted to go and get his shot off. You either gonna foul him or you gonna score.
I think there was a better matchup Y'all was a better matchup for the finals for the Lakers too.
Yeah, so that year
Y'all would have gave them motherfuckers problems.
Who was your center?
had
Irvin Johnson.
EJ, right?
Irvin Johnson.
Scott Williams. Yep.
They were solid.
Jason Caffey.
But there was definitely that whisper that the league wanted Iverson versus Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. That year, AI was MVP. Aaron McKee was Sixth Man of the Year. Larry Brown was Coach of the Year.
Yep.
And Mutombo was the Defensive Player of the Year.
A lot of accolades.
So
set the stage.
Yeah, it's already set.
And Milwaukee's a smaller media market.
Yeah, it was written.
You know what I mean, so it was just like, not to take nothing away from Philly, but I definitely remember that. And it's funny, you even said it before I even asked it. So
yeah, and then that year, to go back to what you were saying, Jack, like that year we swept the Lakers that year.
Oh, see, really?
We swept the Lakers that
year.
Wow. Yep. So
Interesting.
that was because George knew how to double Shaq. So we, most people double on the catch.
You double.
We was doubling when it was in the air.
Yeah.
When it was in the air, go get him.
You might catch your elbow, but go.
Yeah.
But then again, you got to think though, when they switching out of rotation, they got a 6'9" and big dog, a 6'11", bro. You know what I'm saying? They got big motherfuckers rotating. That's what I'm saying.
I was young.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And playing, on the East Coast or in the city, you know how to kind of close out because everybody's attacking the basket. Mm-hmm. So that's like second nature to, all of us up this way.
The Knicks. Can you dive into the Fat Joe versus 50 Cent beef? I know you real cool with 50. I'm real cool with Joe, but me and 50 didn't have some conversation. I bumped into him on the plane. He's somebody me and Matt look up to. Right. Somebody we want to have on the show because you got the contact on him too.
Yeah. We
but talk about getting caught up in that. Go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say obviously again with alliances amongst the team with the beef that's in the streets of New York, like did that divide the team or was there any kind of fun?
Yeah. Before you start though, and me and you both know, this was real beef.
Yeah.
This wasn't no beef where y'all get on songs and talk about each other. Nah, this was real beef, dog. This was real beef where you was hoping that they didn't bump into each other.
Yeah, let me
take a swig first.
Yeah, let me get some of my vodka.
Yeah.
Some of your
I don't drink. So
hydrate some of your
H2O.
Let me get some of my vodka.
RX, go get it. Sometimes on water. RX.
Drink RX.
Yeah, drink RX. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was real, man. It was like for me, right? I played for Fat Joe in the Rucker.
Terror Squad.
Right? Me and Steph grew up together and all of that. So I was already had a relationship with most of everybody from Terror Squad, because obviously you see him in the park and stuff like that. Right? And shout out to everybody on, the team. But, back then, like Fifth was my guy. So I was rocking with Fifth. So they had the office directly across the street from the Garden.
Yep.
So instead of going out to eat, he would have food already, go over there and eat, just chill out, whatever. So those was my guys. We just clicked, right? So not knowing how the shit, start and how you get involved or whatever.
The politics of it.
Yeah. So, in the rap world, it is what it is, right? So when it hit, man, it was kind of weird because you don't really know the ins and outs of it all, but you could just start feeling like different vibes around people that you grew up with, like me and Steph. Like we cool and talking of late, but we're on a team together, and I'm rocking with G Unit and he's rocking with Terror Squad. So, it wasn't things like me and him trying to like get at each other on a daily basis. It wasn't
the energy was off though.
The energy was off. Like these are two guys that grew up. We went to 5-star together, all these different camps and stuff. Like I know his brothers, all of that. I even played with Gauchos one time. A lot of people don't even know that. Like me, him, Felipe, and Sham, we all rocked out one time, in the circuit. So like there's genuine love there, you know what I mean? So, but on the court it showed, it'll be, low pass, low pass, late pass, stuff like that. And then, what happens? Sometimes you got to take it on your own hands. So you'll get a rebound, bring it up, go do your own thing. So it showed on the court. It definitely showed on the court. With them two, with Fifth and Fat Joe going at it, I mean, it just took, a spin here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it was just, everyone knew what it was. You know what I'm saying?
And you had to pick a side.
Yeah. It took a crazy spin, in the city, and it was like, you had certain rappers, trying to pick sides with people and stuff, just so they can kind of stay out of the clear what they was doing at whatever particular time, whatever. So yeah, it took a spin, man. It definitely took a spin. Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, what was it like to be, although you're from Jersey, what was it like to be a Knick?
It was everything, man. 2-time Knick. That was everything, man. I remember it like yesterday. Shout out to my brother Catino Mobley. Y'all know Cat.
That's my dog,
so
man.
The first one, the first trade, we was with the Clippers, and we had a pretty decent team. I had signed with them after playing with Phoenix, but Cat came out with me with that trade. So when we got to New York, you go through your physical and stuff, and they found out he had the heart murmur and stuff. So his career was done. So I'm excited on being home, but we get traded in and he's done. So that was like, that was a dull moment right there. But once you get to, suiting it up and being in that locker room and playing in that garden, it's nothing like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like it, especially for a kid, in this area. You
landed with the Suns in 2006. Give us some Steve Nash stories.
Steve Nash,
yeah.
man.
That was both. He won MVP those 2 years, right? You were there.
Yeah,
a year
so
or
I
two.
was there. I was there the second one.
Second year, okay.
The one he wasn't supposed to win.
Well, opinion based, however you put it.
Kobe based.
Yeah, I'm saying opinion based.
Nah, you was on this team. T, stop it.
However you want to put it, man. I love my brother Kobe. I'm just saying. However you want to put it, man. It's opinion based.
Okay. So just let me ask you this. I mean to cut your question off. So you think he deserved winning the back-to-back?
Kobe had the better year. We know that. But who's voting? Me and you?
Hell no. We
exactly. So we know that.
We ain't voting.
We know that.
We ain't voting for sure.
But hey, it is what it is, man. Some people like numbers. You know what I'm saying? His percentage or whatever.
He was my vet. I love Steve Nash. He was my vet when I got drafted. I think he did a lot for me as far as because I was getting cut. They drafted me and told me I was getting cut. But he made me feel like I was a part of the team the little short time I was there.
Right.
And gave me a lot of game. But give me some Steve Nash stories because you had a chance to see him at his best.
We one of the funniest stories with Steve, we went back to Canada. Steve's from Canada. We went back to Canada. And I think we was there like 2 days. Normally, you're in and out. So we had to stay over or whatever. And
was this this Vancouver or Toronto?
This is Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto. So we over there and Steve had like, I think it was his birthday or something. But he had just nonstop events or whatever. So we going from restaurant, bar to bar, club to club, whatever. And in the midst of us traveling, we get stuck in the elevator. It's like half the team. We get stuck in the elevator for like 45 minutes. So, it start getting hot. Guys start getting, start feeling it. And Steve was just cool as a fan, right? And then all of a sudden, it's cold. So everybody got coats on and stuff. So all of a sudden, he just started coming out of all this stuff. Like, and everybody's like, what's going on? He said, man, I can't take it. So, the hair, you got white hair, sweating all crazy. So that was one of the funniest moments because I always seen him on the court just being cool, all the time. But nah, man, such a competitor, man. He was I played with some great guards, Steph, AI, Sam, be with Steve, man. He was a guy that you, like outside of Shaq, you had to double him. You had to double him because he was going to make something happen or he was going to knock it down. So, yeah.
And he loved to pass.
That's my guy, though.
Yeah, he liked to score. He loved to pass.
Man.
Super cool off the court, though, Pete. If you had a chance to hang with him off the court, you got a whole different outlook of Steve Nash.
He's a brother.
Yeah.
In fact. Steve is a brother. That's my brother. What's up, brother?
Down 3-2 in Game 6 versus the Lakers. You hit a clutch 3, and you ended up winning the series. Walk us through that.
Man, that was contract
year. He played really
year.
well that series, though.
Yeah, it was contract
really well
year.
That series.
It was contract year. That was my first and only time competing against.
You sure made some money too, motherfucker. You made some bread, boy.
Don't. I like to. But yeah, that was a contract year for me. And then obviously, playing against my brother Kobe, right? So I never got a chance to play against him in the playoffs, and I just knew the mental warfare that was going to be there. Like Kobe loved to play those games with those he loved. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, you know, he'll say hi to you or do something stupid before the game, or not even speak to you, you know, just to, you know, let you know what type of day it was going to be. But that was a thrill to be, you know, part of that series. The way it was, with us being down and fighting back. But that play that you're talking about, it was scramble mode, right? So our best shooter, Steve, missed the first three, right? We was able to get that rebound. I think Boris Dihow, you guys were just talking about, had all that game. I think he took the second three and missed that one. And then Sean Marion got the rebound and kicked it to me. So, you know, we all know tendencies in the game. So as the ball was coming towards me, I seen Kwame Brown running towards me. So we know he's going for every pump fake possible. So, and then I was knocking it down so well that series. It was just a small pump fake. It was wide open, you know. Scramble mode, you got to shoot it. You know, you can't, you know, try to hold it and look for somebody else. Time's going down, so you got to let it go. So I just shot the ball with confidence, man. I was shooting it well that series.
What would he do in today's game?
Him? I'll be different. He can play 1 through 5.
I just see myself when I watch today's game. You know, it's just guys 6'10", 6'11" with skill set.
You know, obviously a ton of expectations coming to the league. You have a great 13-year career. When you get a chance to kind of sit back and look at the friendships, the games, the money, the experience, the fun, how do you bottle your career up? What do you think about?
I think I had a great one, man. I had a great one. You know, first of all, to be blessed to be in that situation, not too many of us that you know, get a chance to make it to that situation there and playing at the highest level. So I was, you know, I was blessed to be, you know, a part of it. I had some great experiences with, you know, some great group of guys. You know how that life is, man. You flying all over the world, you're flying in the worst weather, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you have those experiences of, you know, being around different guys, different teammates, 6 months in, all that stuff, competing, you know. I wouldn't take it back. I mean,
you have a favorite stop or a favorite team that you played on?
I probably would say, obviously, anytime you get a chance to play home, man, that's everything. I do wish that the Phoenix thing would have worked out.
I thought you were great. I thought it was a great fit.
I do wish that would have worked out. But hey, man, you know, for us, man, we play this game to, you know, get compensated well, and that was the biggest check on the table.
The business.
How would that look you going into the Nets when you came out?
What
was the team like when you came out?
When I came out, they had
Steph wasn't there yet.
No, Sam was there. Sam Cassell was there.
Sherman Douglas, right?
Sherman.
Yep.
Kendall Gill.
Johnny Newman.
Kerry Kittle.
Yeah, Johnny Newman. They all was there. No, Jason Williams wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet.
No, so I was
That'd been interesting though.
Yeah, I was sick, but I really wanted to play for the home team. I was excited about that drive.
Something you hope that young hoopers take from this. Obviously, you had a ton of accolades that were earned because it was different back then. You had to earn the shit. It wasn't given away on social media and with highlight tapes. Like, you earned that. Had a very successful career. You've transitioned into a successful AU program who sent a ton of kids to college, the McDonald's game, and the league. Coaching high school basketball now. What will you hope someone takes from this interview?
I mean, just, you know, obviously, if you're a basketball player, follow your dreams. Work hard towards your goals. Obviously, you know, get those academics in order as well. And just be, you know, solid people overall. Clean up your social media as athletes.
Stay on it.
Because they watching.
Yep.
Trust me, they watching.
Yep.
And get with the guys like us, you know, or guys that's not like us that may have played D1 basketball or any college basketball, and go ask those guys for some advice. We share. We share.
It's important.
You know, stop running to the bad trainers, you know, and all that kind of stuff, because right now we're behind the 8 ball, you know, to the international game.
Absolutely.
So, you know, AAU is a rapid thing. You know, we got to practice and train more. Kobe was trying to get at that a few years back, but we do have to practice and train more and play less games. That's what they're doing overseas. That's the way we got to get our kids better. All right, salute to everybody that's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and keep doing it because our youth need us.
Let me ask you one question. What would you tell? Because you've been through this. What would you tell a player that's going through an injury and trying to get back? Because you've been through that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, injuries is a part of sports, right? If you don't want to get injured, don't play sports. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just what it is. So when it happens, hey, listen, the setback happens for a reason. You know, and you work your way to come back and get back into the groove and do your thing. And that's in any sport, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Before we hit quick hitters, favorite Kobe story? You've known him for a long time.
Man, it's crazy. You know, when I got in the league, I bought a house in Bryn Mawr, right, which is 5 minutes from Villanova. So Lower Merion is right there. So I used to see his moms and stuff at the grocery store and stuff like that. Obviously, we played AAU basketball together. We had, our fun times with that. Got a chance to compete against each other, in the league, in the playoff series, all of that. Obviously, I lived in Calabasas. The accident happened, right there. So I just felt like our connection, it's always been there. You know what I mean? 96 class, all of that. But we had in California, it get those fires all the time. So it was one of those real bad ones. So we go down to Newport Beach with the family, to get out of the house, might lose the house, whatever. That's cold neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So we pull up. First night, we thinking about our house, the whole shebang. Pull up, go to a restaurant, get some dinner. Cove knows the owner. He calls, take care of my guy. Bill probably $600, $700. I'm getting ready to pull a card out. Oh, it's taken care of. Who took care of it? Oh, Mr. Bryant. I'm like, Mr. Bryant? Like, that man don't know I'm here. How you know I'm here? He was somewhere doing something. And then the rest of the time we had to be there, which was probably 2 weeks or so. Everywhere I went in the city, I had to pay for nothing.
Really? He took care of everything.
Took care of everything. Story about it was so crazy to the point where, like, he got a bunch of homes down there. So he was like, yo, just go stay well, my wife wanted to stay at the beach. We had a beachfront joint. So she's like, let's just stay here. But he was like, yo, you could just go to the house. So, yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that with dude. I remember that situation like crazy because it's like, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? You try to drive over there, go see what's going on, but it's crazy. But yeah, man, it's as you can see, it's tough for me to.
I know y'all relationship, so I know, bro.
Quick hitters. First thing to come to mind, top 5 New Jersey Hoopers of all time. Put you on the spot.
I could be biased?
Yeah, come on, man.
Top 5 of all time? You got so many, man. I mean, Shaq's not born here. So I mean.
You ain't even got to be in order. Just give me 5 of them.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go myself. DJ.
Shaq was born in Texas.
Shaq
was born in Texas.
Shaq was born in Texas.
He grew up in Jersey though.
But he grew up in Jersey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go myself, DJ Wagner.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go. You gotta put Kyrie in there. I'm gonna go JR.
Who's gonna get that last spot?
Oh man, the last spot.
Al Harrington, Cat. There's some names out there still.
I ain't gonna get no calls because I'm soprano in this state. I didn't bring the robe. I didn't bring the robe, but they know I'm soprano.
You soprano in this state.
Yeah, they know that. Man. I'm gonna go Isaiah Briscoe. I'm gonna go Briscoe in there.
Say the truth. I'm trying to tell niggas. Back to back champ. I did it. I know it.
Yeah.
That's one of them right there. You see it?
Tough
thanks,
dude, man.
Thanks, Zay. Appreciate you and Earl. Earl, you honorable mention from Jersey. Childhood crush.
Childhood crush. Man, I got in trouble for this too. Cause my wife went to Georgetown, and I had got asked this while I was in high school, and about the prom, like who would I want to go to the prom with? Because Cole was going with Brandon, and I said,
hey Marie.
No, I said, I forget her name. I don't want to mess her name up. From the Will Smith show.
From Fresh Prince.
From Fresh Prince.
Sister?
The sister.
Ali?
Tatiana Ali.
Yeah, Tatiana.
Ali, yeah.
I didn't want to mess her name up.
She was tough.
Yeah,
so,
she was tough growing up.
Yeah, that was So, I mean, I just said it because obviously, you watching the sitcom shows. I'm like, oh, she's pretty.
Yeah.
But I got in trouble for that anyway.
You got grounded for it.
Yeah.
Craziest thing ever to offer to you in high school?
University offered me $3 million, a $2 million home, 4 different vehicles, and they knew I was only going to be there for 6 months. And I said, "There's no way."
Still couldn't do it.
God damn!
Can you
I
give
better my NBA deal?
Can you give us a school or the coast it was on? What coast was it on? East Coast, West Coast?
It was on the East Coast. It was
Okay.
on the East Coast. It was on the East Coast. I'll give you this hint. I just told you I'm Soprano, New Jersey. So
okay.
I'll leave it at
Keep
that.
it there.
Yeah,
Dig that.
Yeah.
One thing you wish you was better at?
One thing I wish I was better at, probably being handy, man. I'm not handy. I don't know, most of us not handy. My wife get on me about that all the time.
I'm not handy.
Like, building shit.
Yeah, like
Shout out to
Christmas
Rick.
come, I'm trying to run away from toys. Like, my wife get on me about that all the time.
That's funny.
Shout out Rick, my handyman. Song, album, or artist to play over your career highlights.
Probably anything Naughty by Nature. Those are my brothers.
That's your dogs.
Man. Those
Yeah.
are my brothers. So
Yeah.
anything Naughty by Nature, anything Jersey,
Mhm.
Fuji's, anything Jersey based. Yeah.
One guess on All the Smoke. I think you already answered it, but we're gonna ask you again.
No, because he brought up someone else he was close with too.
Yeah, for real, 5-0. One guess that you would like to see on All the Smoke,
But
you have to help us get your answer on the show.
I got two. So I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
Yep.
You got to get up here. Yeah, and I'm gonna go Sonny Vaccaro for the basketball junkies.
2 Mafia calls.
Yeah.
Well,
Two
Tim,
Mafia calls.
for real. Tim, we appreciate you, man. We want to make sure you know that you were always respected
My brother.
by your
Appreciate it.
peers,
Appreciate it.
and we got a lot of love for you, and really hats off to your AU program and what you've been able to do, and the blessing you've been for so many young men out here, just to give them hope and to see it, man. So continue to carry on. Make sure you guys get your Drink RX.
Purified business.
Yeah, Drink RX. Handle your business, and man, God bless, man.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
My
you, man.
real brother.
You can catch this on All the Smoke Productions YouTube.
My real
We'll see
brother.
y'all next week. Peace.